The youngest team in nearly 50 years just shattered every expectation. And yet, the biggest threat to their dynasty might not come from another squad. It could come from the NBA rulebook. Oklahoma City rewrote history by clinching the 2025 championship as the youngest core since the late 70s. Their trio, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jaylen Williams, and Chet Holmgren, is 26, 24, and 23 years old. Throw in Lou Dort, Wiggins and Kessan Wallace, all 26 or younger, and this group just became the third team ever to win 84 games combined across regular season and playoffs, joining the Warriors and Bulls in that exclusive club. What makes it insane is their youth. No one saw them dominating like this. But can they stay on top? Or is their reign on borrowed time? Back in 2012, OKC looked unstoppable. A trio of Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and 22-year-old James Harden. But as Harden shined in the Olympics, LeBron and Wade whispered to him, "You deserve your own stage." When OKC lowballed his extension, Harden walked, and that was the beginning of the end. It became known as one of the dumbest trades ever. So when people hear about an unmatched young team, alarm bells ring. Are we witnessing history or deja vu? OKC lost its core before it fully formed. This time, with Gilgeous-Alexander and Williams, the question isn't, can they rise? It's, can the team stick together? Every dynasty needs a Batman and Robin. But in Oklahoma City, both might be Batman. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just joined a list only legends breathe on. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Giannis, Jokic, and now SGA. Players who dropped 35 points and 5 assists across the title run. But he didn't stop there. Shai also joined an even more exclusive club, just the 8th player ever to win both MVP and Finals MVP in the same season. That list, all top 10 players in NBA history. That's the level he's approaching. But even Jordan needed a Scottie Pippen, and Oklahoma City's got one, who might be even scarier. Jaylen Williams didn't just step up this postseason, he exploded. Just a year ago, his inconsistency helped sink OKC in the second round. But this time, when the Pacers blanketed SGA full court and burned his legs by Game 3, it was J-Dub who took the wheel in Game 5, dropping 48 points and taking the pressure off Shai. That allowed SGA to play off ball, conserve energy, and close. That's not normal. Superstars don't usually have a second guy they trust that much. And just to put the hype into perspective, even Scottie Pippen himself said, "I see a lot of me in him, maybe more." Oklahoma City didn't luck into this team. It was a 20-year-long chess match played by one man, Sam Presti. Back in 2007, his very first move as GM was to trade Rashard Lewis for a $9 million trade exception. That might sound minor until you see the dominoes. That exception was used so Phoenix could dump salary, and in return, OKC got picks. One became Serge Ibaka. Years later, Ibaka was flipped for Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis. Then both were traded for Paul George. Then Paul George was traded to the Clippers for a mountain of picks and one young guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Fast forward to 2022, one of those Clippers picks became the 12th pick in the draft. That turned into Jaylen Williams. So yes, the two superstars who just carried OKC to a title, both can be traced back to one minor trade exception nearly 20 years ago. It's not just smart front office work, it's architectural brilliance. And now Presti's creation is finally alive. The numbers say it. The eye test screams it. This team wins with defense. They didn't just have the #1 defense in the NBA, they suffocated teams. OKC's transition game fed off live ball turnovers, and their perimeter pressure crushed offensive rhythm before it even started. Just ask the Pacers. Lou Dort, a menace on ball, but it didn't stop there. Watch the film. Every time a defender got beat, the help rotation kicked in like clockwork. Jaylen Williams, leaving his man to clog the paint. Shai, sliding weak side to intercept the next pass. Alex Caruso blowing up drives from 2 steps ahead. It's like they shared one brain. At one point in the finals, 4 Thunder defenders collapse onto Pascal Siakam in the paint, then immediately snap back out to the perimeter without missing a beat. That's not normal. That's elite communication, trust, and IQ. And then there's the paint. With both Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, OKC had 2 shot-blocking anchors who didn't just protect the rim, they dared teams to drive. This is what separates OKC from the average young team. It's not just talent, it's not just energy. It's discipline, defense, chemistry, the kind of things veterans usually build over years. And somehow, this group had it now. Success always has a price. For the Thunder, that price could be catastrophic. With SGA winning MVP, he now qualifies for a massive extension, 35% of the salary cap. If he waits one more season, he can maximize it into a full 5-year deal worth $413 million. That's $86 million in his final year alone, meaning Shai would be making over $1 million per game. And that's just the beginning, because both Jaylen Williams and Chet Holmgren are up for extensions next year. If either one makes All-NBA or wins a major award, they'll qualify for 30% of the cap. In other words, 3 players could be eating up 95% of OKC's salary space by 2027. And here's where things get ugly. Under the NBA's new second apron rules, teams that spend that much aren't just paying big tax bills. They're completely handcuffed. No mid-level exceptions, no buyout signings, no cash in trades, no flexibility. What does that mean for OKC? It means saying goodbye to the very pieces that made this team special. Lou Dort, too expensive. Kessan Wallace, can't afford to keep him. Isaiah Hartenstein, thanks, but no thanks. And if that sounds familiar, it's because we've seen it happen already. In 2024, Jalen Brunson shocked the league. He took a pay cut with the Knicks just to help them build a better roster. And people were furious. Analysts warned it would set a dangerous precedent. Players' unions were uneasy. No one wants the bar lowered. But what if the Thunder do the same thing? What if Shai, J-Dub, and Chet Holmgren all take less than max money? What if they choose winning over individual wealth? That decision, 3 young stars sacrificing millions to stay together, wouldn't just keep the Thunder dynasty alive. It would change the entire NBA. Suddenly, every star player would feel pressure to do the same. Teams would expect it, fans would demand it, media would spin it as real leadership, and agents, they'd hate it. Because let's be honest, no one expects a 25-year-old MVP to say, you know what, I'll take $30 million less, just to keep my backup center. But what if Shai does? What if J-Dub follows? What if Chet, still on his rookie deal, signs early just to keep OKC flexible? It sounds crazy. It sounds impossible. But if they pull it off, Oklahoma City won't just be a dynasty. They'll be the model every team tries to copy. The Oklahoma City Thunder have it all. Youth, talent, coaching, depth, defense, culture, front office brilliance, draft capital. They're not just champions. They're positioned to be the next Warriors, or maybe even better. But now they face their hardest opponent yet, reality. Because if the Thunder do nothing, the second apron will tear this team apart. The roster we just watched dominate the league could be gone in 2 years. But if their stars take less, if they sacrifice, it won't just change their future, it will change the league. So here's the question, will the Thunder break the system, or will the system break them?